Congratulations! You've unlocked All Apologies, a show about apology tours and demanding satisfaction. I'm your host, Trucker Andy, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Joe Sixpack. Baby New Year, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're already on YouTube here if you're watching us live right now. So hit that subscribe button if you're here for the first time. But other than that, you can go to allapologies.podcast.com for all the links to our Patreon, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is where a lot of the action is happening. So go to allapologiespodcast.com. And then if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel here, that would be amazing. And even more amazing is our guest today. New girl, welcome.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Yeah, new girl, new year. That was the brilliant idea I had. Bring back that guest that everybody loves. But I wanted to, since we're bringing on a guest that everybody loves, I wanted to bring on another guest that our guest would love. So please welcome to the show from WATP. It's producer Chris, everybody.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey. Everything's gotten 100% cooler.
Yeah. The show's gone to the next level now.
Yeah, right. Happy New Year.
How was your holiday, Chris?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was simple. That's why.
Did you go out or did you just keep it close to home like me?
I did 2 shows yesterday with Lady K, and I had zilch interest in doing anything. So I watched Starring John live for his alleged last show. And,
right.
It was epic.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
And I was asleep before midnight. So, yeah. Boring old guy.
Yeah.
Oh, epically boring, not epic.
Oh, no. My life is epically boring. I just got drunker and drunker, so it was great, but I had to tap out around 11. So,
yeah.
As opposed to New Girl, I texted her at for me, it was 3 p.m. For her, it was 8 in the evening. And I said, "Are you going out tonight?" And she said, "What did you say?"
I was like, I was in the bathroom and I was like, I've already been out for 6 hours. Happy New Year. Very embarrassing. I forgot I said it until today and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Brunelli and sober are 2 totally different people.
Somebody has to, do the partying on New Year's Eve. That's why we brought you in. If it would just be a bunch of freaking old guys who turned in early if you weren't here.
I don't usually go out, to be honest, though. I'm not really I party enough throughout the year. New Year's is my time to rest, but I went for it this year. Way too hard.
Well, we all went out and we got drinks. It was earlier in the night, and then Ed and I and our significant others came back here and we continued to party. I was getting after it, but I keep it close down. I don't want to. We live in Crime City here. There's like all kinds of ways to get yourself into trouble if you decide to go out, right, Chris?
Yeah, and I'm not a big Uber guy. I like driving, and you shouldn't push your luck.
Right.
Yeah.
There's certain
days. Always drinking.
Well, the bullshit part about where we live, New Girl, is that everything is like really close and very dry. Like they say, like from one side of the city is only like 20 minutes. So it's like really drivable. But then Ubers are like completely fucking unreasonably priced, in my opinion, for the distance that people have to go. But
where I live, we don't even have Uber because it's just the middle of nowhere. I could walk from one end of my village to the other in like 10 minutes and you've covered the entire place where I live. So yeah, the walk home is the only way to do it.
Walkable is better.
Yeah. So how do you get around there? Just roll the dice? What do you do? You just jump in your Honda?
Yeah, Ed, did you see my my comment there in the chat?
What? Well, we're this bit is getting a little tired. This bit that Dr. Steve is playing on our show. I put a little teaser in the thumbnail for the show, the Weird Medicine logo kind of hiding in the corner because we invited Dr. Steve to show up for this, and
he's here.
Look who made it. And
who's that lesbian?
Hey everyone, I'm here.
I was really counting on Dr. Steve to come on and give us hangover helper doctors and answer my weird medical questions. And maybe he'll show up because he asked us for a calendar reminder so that he wouldn't forget to show up for the show again. And I texted and I emailed him and I sent him a calendar reminder like a month ago. And guess who's not here?
I even faxed him.
Yeah.
Well, do we have anybody else that could take his place?
Yeah. I guess we're going to have to dig into the lineup of special guests and skip the medical portion for now. Maybe he'll show up. If he shows up, maybe we'll give him some redemption. But for now, let's bring on an even better guest, a guest that decided to show up from Good Times, Great Movies. We have Nice Doug in the house. Welcome to the show, Doug.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
It's funny. I listened to the, I guess the most recent WATP. And Andy, you promoted this, and the only name you mentioned was Dr. Steve. It was like Dr. Steve, and then maybe some other people will show up. So I really enjoyed that. Yes.
You backed the wrong horse.
Right.
The worst
Anyway,
wonder.
But thank you for having me. I know that we've been trying this for a while, and it's my fault completely.
Oh,
you were like, "Hey, come on my show." I'm like, I can't wait, and then just ghosted you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then I was like, "Hey, Doug, New Girl is going to be on," and you're like, "Oh, okay, I'll be there."
yeah, I was like, I don't know, New Girl, and then you said producer Chris, and I was like, what? Producer Chris?
Boing.
One more word, the other one will.
I'll be there. So,
Joe, while we kick this off, you found a couple of holiday-centric fails since we've gone through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's now at this point. I thought we would focus a little bit on some holiday-centric apologies or things that should be apologized for.
yeah, definitely apologize for. Mostly, a lot of it'll just be things that entertained me while I was, sitting at my in-laws' house on my phone, and I was just like, this is funny, and I just sent them to myself. But we were talking about how everybody's New Year's Eve went or could have gone.
Yeah.
And everyone can just be glad that this was not your experience yesterday. Play that, Dad. Hey, it's New Year's, everyone. Let's have sparklers inside. Everybody pour your 151 on it.
Yeah, right.
Some smart person.
Only exit with the fire.
Stuff it in the back room and shut the door.
Let's run around the house with it.
Now it's a party.
Yeah. They just took it to another room to spread the fire.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Worse than ever.
You check the kitchen for a fire extinguisher. Water.
I like the comment there. Jesus Christ said, Jesus Christ.
Wow. It's just
Oh my God.
Don't put it out with your boots, Ted. That's it.
Was-
Oh my God.
was that the bass player from Great White's New Year's Eve party?
Hey-oh.
All right. Well, you can't,
Terrifying.
Andy, you can't say that, and then I have to play this next clip. And I believe it's the music where it's like it's the band one, right? Band Christmas or something it's called. Yeah, band holiday.
Sorry, you sent them to me like link by link in an individual email per.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me a second to find that again because I had them queued up in like order.
All right, hang on. I can actually pull it.
Like when I said, "Hey, say what
Let's do
the
them in
link
order.
is when you send the links," you didn't do that.
I did. I sent them all. I sent all the links, and they were all labeled. So fuck
Got
you.
the emails
Here it
that
comes.
This is why we don't do this show live. everyone.
Oh my God! Hey. Are you and your little friends playing in your band still?
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
I'm 34 now.
Oh, good. You guys making any money? You making the big bucks? How about that Taylor Swift? She's raking it in.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you make any songs like that? What I've noticed about her songs is they're very catchy, yet they have a good beat. I think if you sounded more like Taylor Swift, you might have something going.
Yeah.
Have you tried to get on Idol? My best friend's daughter went on Idol, and she's dead now. Absolutely tragic, but they used her in AI. Now she reads children's books. Are you easy to find on YouTube?
Yeah.
When am I going to see you play Madison Square? Royal Albert Hall, the Taj Mahal, Hemet. Let me write down my email. You can email me some YouTube videos. Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, Blood Gulch. I heard Taylor Swift writes her own songs.
Anyway, that I thought that's how Andy and Chris's holidays would go. When are you guys gonna be on The Voice?
Does that sound familiar, Chris? Have you had many conversations like that?
In the past, and this is why I don't see my family anymore.
Oh, nice.
Me and my daughter. That's Christmas now.
If that guy's 34, I'm 18. I mean, I will say that.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a classic. It's probably that guy talking to himself, right? That's what you do on the internet these days.
Yeah.
So now, since we have Doug here and we just went through the holidays, I was recapping some of the Christmas movies that I watched this year. Maybe people want to go around the horn and weigh in on the Die Hard debate. New Girl, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It is, right. And you know this because when you did the episode and you was bashing it, you got a message off me straight away. I was so mad. It is the best Christmas film. It is a Christmas film. And do you know what? You said, well, you can watch it any time of the year. I watch Home Alone in June, okay?
What?
So, yeah, no, I prefer
Yeah.
Christmas films when it's not
That's
Christmas.
the way you drink eggnog in June too.
We don't have eggnog. I drink mulled wine.
What?
Yeah.
You don't
mulled
have
wine.
eggnog?
No, we don't. I've never tried it. I looked for it all Christmas. Me and a few friends were talking about this, and I've not been able to find it in any stores in England. And I'm not making it. I like my alcohol.
You
to come
dodged a
from
bullet.
music.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's
I'm
eggnog.
I'm an addict, so
Chris
An
producer
eggnog
Chris-
addict.
and Eggnog.
Yikes!
Chris, Die Hard, Christmas movie.
Well, what's the criteria for being a Christmas movie?
It's whatever
Your heart.
whatever your criteria is for a Christmas movie.
Then it is not. There's a Christmas party going on. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
I see. To your
I love the
point
movie.
there,
It's just not a Christmas movie.
right? And
That's
people have
the
been
argument.
trying to say that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie. I just watched it. It's barely referenced that.
okay.
it's
Now,
Christmas.
Doug, I'm gonna throw this to Doug. Why do people say that then?
Are we talking about Iron Man 3 now?
Mhm.
No, let's stick with Die Hard. What are your
No,
thoughts?
no,
Please,
no.
please don't ask
There's
me
a-
about
there's a-
superhero
there's a
movies.
through line.
I have no
There's
idea.
a through line
Of what?
of why Iron Man 3 and well, not Die Hard, but it's Shane Black. Everything Shane Black
Oh,
writes
yeah.
is around Christmas.
No, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a Christmas movie.
Lethal
That's-
Weapon.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
he weirdly loves Christmas. I assume he's a very, very strange man.
I
Yeah.
think it's just like the pizza pussy Santa philosophy of if we put Christmas in it, it will be a success.
Yeah,
Right,
good
yes,
point.
exactly.
Good for that.
Regardless of when it's released.
Mhm.
I'm glad you brought up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because that is my holiday tradition movie. We watch it on Christmas Eve just about every year, and
That's awesome. Yeah.
I just think that's a phenomenal movie. And
Not
I want,
available for free on platforms. Right? Like I couldn't find it.
yeah, we rented it, but it's only like $3. But it
Well,
holds up.
fuck,
It's a
so
great
not doing
movie. You know, pre Robert Downey Jr., pre MCU. You can
That's a
tell.
great. That's the best phase of Robert Downey Jr. When he was in that,
Mhm.
and nobody saw the movie The Singing Detective. Everyone should
Mhm.
see it. It's incredible. And
Mm.
then he became
Yeah, I
Iron
haven't
Man,
seen it.
and I could give a shit.
So to that point, it's like, okay, Gremlins. I also I don't watch that every year, but I did watch it this year, and I was just reminded of how great it is, particularly.
We watched it last week with Movies with Toolkit, and it's such a good film. But the
Mhm.
second one's better. Sequels are never usually better, but in my opinion, the second one is so much better.
Hot
that is an
take.
old statement.
The
That's
second
like-
one's crazier. I will say that the second one's an
They've got the best
insane movie.
characters in the second one, like the hot gremlin with the big boobs and the red lipstick. You can't go wrong with that.
I was talking to Andy about it, and I said the only like Gremlins holds up really well. and the only missteps of it are like it's pandering to like the other, like the Flashdance bit of the gremlin with the like warmers on. I'm like, this is cheesy as fucking unnecessary. But the rest of it is just outstanding. Rip Dick Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Chris, dare I ask your I already know the answer to this. Is Gremlin what do you think about Gremlins as a Christmas movie?
It's more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard, but I'm gonna vote no.
Have you seen it at this point?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We talked recently and you said you'd never seen it.
Well, no, and I've seen it since. You can thank producer Bree for that.
Nice.
But
So-
we also watched Scrooged on Christmas Eve, and I know it's almost a cliche at this point, but it was kind of overlooked at the time that it came out, and has become like a cult classic since. And I just think it holds up for being I think it's late 80s.
Yeah.
Not to get off Gremlins, sorry. Gremlins.
No.
Stop.
No, Scrooged. I just rewatched it this year, and as a kid, I didn't like it. I think
Me neither.
it felt too adult for me. Like it didn't connect. But I watched it now; it was amazing. Like I'm an
Yeah.
old man. I should not tear up at the end of Scrooged, but I did. I was like, "This is," and I'm sitting alone in my basement. Thankfully, my family didn't walk downstairs and see me. That would be embarrassing. But yeah,
No,
it's a
my
great
daughter got
movie.
to watch me cry at the end because
Okay.
I do believe that's an improvised little monologue at the end.
Yeah.
He's
And,
holding a little black boy.
in that, yeah. I mean, if you're not crying, then you're not
Yeah.
human.
Tiny Tim learned how to talk. It's so
I remember when the golf ball comes out of the dude's eye at the beginning. I was
That's
a
when
kid.
you cry?
It scared the fucking. That's where I was crying when I saw it
Right,
in the
right.
theater with my grandmother, who didn't realize that it was inappropriate for me at the time. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, there's some horror in there that I like.
Mhm.
It's got it all,
And
Okay.
Buster Poindexter.
dude.
Well, this is one I
So
just want to
great.
bring up that oh sorry, did you want to speak to Buster Poindexter, Chris?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. It is amazing that he's in that, by the way.
Yeah.
But the one that everybody kind of forgets about, it seemed like it was destined to be bigger than A Christmas Story, which everybody is kind of burned out at. When they started showing that 24 hours a day, I think everybody got super sick of it, right?
Yes.
But this one,
Hang on before you do that, Nelly or New Girl, Christmas Story in the UK.
Yeah.
They have
Is
that
it-
movie.
Is
No.
it as freaking domineering? and-
No, I've never heard of it, if I'm honest.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
With the
Okay.
BB gun.
Oh my god,
Good.
it's so
Keep your eye out.
refreshing. It's so refreshing to hear somebody say they've never heard of that movie.
Doug's
Then
ready
again,
to move out of
well,
the country.
What was it like TBS 24 hours a day? Like that was
So I'm guessing you're not
unbearable.
recommending me to watch it then.
It's a
Oh,
great
it's,
movie.
yeah, it's fine. Watch it once, even if you watch it once a year, it's great. But boy, they beat it into the ground. That was like
It's-
10 years straight. They would show it all day long, back
Like
to back.
literally on a loop all day
Yeah.
long.
Well, so nobody has to be there at work. They just hit repeat, and then people get to see with their families. But at this point, it's the "You Shook Me All Night Long" of movies. Nobody wants to see it ever again.
That's an amazing analogy.
Really?
Yeah,
But
I
there
saw
is-
it in the theater when it was new.
You did?
How old I am, yeah.
Holy
nice.
shit! That's a badge of honor. I would say. I didn't even know it was in theaters.
Yeah.
Ed, if you
I thought it went straight to streaming in like 1984.
Ed, if you could find the image of 8-bit Christmas, can you throw that up? Yeah. Has anybody seen this?
I rewatched it just because you mentioned it.
No.
This is basically a Christmas Story rebooted for children of the 80s. Neil Patrick Harris is the narrator, and he's telling his daughter about, you see there at the top, the 8-bit Nintendo, about how all he wanted for Christmas, a la A Christmas Story BB gun, is the original Nintendo. And I saw it last year when it was new, and it didn't really register with me. You know how sometimes you'll watch a movie and you don't realize what it is. Like your expectations were something else, and you're like, it was fine. But then I watched it again this year, and I fucking cracked up. That dude that's right in the middle there, I don't know if you guys can see this metalhead guy, Jaworski, I think his name. That character is just so fucking hilarious, and it hits all the beats of A Christmas Story, but with a more updated kind of feel. So if you're sick of A Christmas Story, this is a fun one.
If you want the exact same story, only in the 80s.
But especially if you're a kid of the 80s and you love like the 8-bit Nintendo and that resonates with you and your childhood, that really scratched an itch that I wanted over the holidays. But the other one that I can't believe that this one isn't in the mix every single. This is something they should show on TBS 24 hours a day. Santa Claus the movie. Do you remember this one with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow? I love John Lithgow. And then it's the
Dudley
Big
Moore is
Lebowski. The Big Lebowski as Santa Claus.
Right. Wait, I didn't. Dudley Moore is on at the top. I didn't even remember Dudley Moore being in the fucking movie.
He's the elf that makes like
He's the drunk elf.
Yeah, he turns his back on Santa, and John Lithgow like weaponizes him against Santa Claus.
Yeah, we
I
did this.
barely remember this.
We did this on the podcast a few years back, and I will say I despise this movie. It is so long and it's so boring. Like as a kid, I was bored with it, and I was like, well, maybe as an adult, this makes way more sense. I think John Lithgow's doing an amazing job. Like he's an amazing villain. But boy, this movie just goes on. It's almost 2 hours.
He doesn't show up until an hour into the movie, though.
Yeah, it's great. It takes this guy forever to become Santa Claus. I hate it.
All I remember.
It's interesting. Now,
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
What I really remember is John Lithgow jamming the candy canes in his mouth and like laughing and jumping out the window. That was like the best part of the movie, I think.
Chris, did you see this one in the theater as well?
I have not seen this one.
Oh, well, the thing that resonated with me because I haven't watched this in years, and it just struck me to watch it. And what blew my mind, spoilers, Chris, they die in a blizzard in the beginning. As a child, you're like, oh, they're just kind of like, they get lost in the blizzard and they fall asleep, and then the elves rescue them. No, the two reindeer and Mrs. Claus and the guy that goes on to become like the spirit of Christmas, they die in a blizzard. It's like, what the fuck?
And that's at the beginning?
Yeah, it's just
okay. I'll watch the beginning.
Yeah.
Have your lotion ready early.
All the children's films are traumatic. Bambi, all of them. Like, if you think about every film when we was growing up, like, I always remember they were the saddest films ever. Like, there was always some important character dying in them. It builds character.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony showed up when we started talking about movies. He's like, Beetlejuice in that way. You start talking about movies, and Tony magically appears in the chat. And the one more, Doug's got some recommendations too, as I tell him all these movies that he hates that I've watched. There's some Christmas-centric slashers. I'm a sucker for a Christmas horror movie.
Oh yeah.
And this one I think it came out last year or the year before. I might be wrong about that, but Better Watch Out. Has anybody seen this one?
No.
Do you want to splash that?
I don't know. Do you have the poster? Oh yeah, that one. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of a twist on a home invasion movie. You can take it down, Ed. But I don't know. I don't really think, Doug, you said you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a movie that
Fantastic.
It's not fantastic, but it is way darker than you're expecting. It's a movie, and I hate when somebody says like a movie has a twist, because then I'm constantly like, well, all right, let's wait for the twist. I can't wait. So I hate to say that it's a movie that zigs and then zags, of course, but you really think it's one thing for what, like the first 20-30 minutes, and then it totally changes. And it's a movie that makes me feel very uncomfortable, because I do not like where it goes. Like, it feels a little bit too real, and I think it's effective because of that. But no, not great. But I think if people haven't checked it out and you love Christmas horror, you should.
Yeah, and I'll say that it gives a bit of like Funny Games vibes, but not nearly as terrifying. And then watch it only for the Home Alone sequence. That's maybe the reason to watch that. But I want to move on to Doug's recommend. Somebody that actually knows what they're talking
I
about.
don't.
I'm gonna recommend Santa Claus the movie.
I mean, I hate to recommend this because I'm gonna get into like real nerdy shit. Like
Uh-oh.
like, I just all right.
Well, no, I like this though, Doug. Don't
Okay.
don't be shy at all. I'm like a
All right.
movie nerd, but I don't get to watch as many as I want, so I'm looking for some recommendations.
No, it's fine because Andy, you reached out to me and said unconventional Christmas movies, or I mean, you used Die Hard as the example, but I didn't want to do that because you could even say like Rambo is a Christmas movie because the sheriff's station is decorated for Christmas. Like, but it's just it's not there. It means nothing. So I wanted to go for movies that where Christmas is more important an element because Andy and I, this is not me coming on here to praise your thoughts on Die Hard, but when you said Die Hard is not a Christmas movie because you can watch it any time out of the year, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Like, I really feel like, first of all, the argument is stupid anyway. I don't care. Fine. You want to call it a Christmas movie? Go for it. Somebody else wants to say
an
it
Easter
isn't.
movie. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care. But when I was thinking about this, I was like, well, what movies do I only watch at or around Christmas? And I won't watch any other time of the year. So,
Okay.
Criteria. I like it.
Have at it.
So we're gonna were you able I sent you one just like a half hour before we started.
Oh,
Did
that
you?
one I didn't get that.
Okay.
You could
All
just
right, that's
talk
fine. That's fine. I'm gonna start, and New Girl, I'm gonna go to your side of the pond. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Whatever.
No.
And we're gonna go way back. 1961, a movie called Cash on Demand. It's a Hammer film. Hammer Studios is a British film company. They're mostly known for making vampire movies like Dracula and Frankenstein in the 60s. Hammer films are great. Everybody should check those out because they're really cool. Like, ketchup blood all over the place. It's awesome.
Christopher Lee and everything, right?
Christopher Lee is in everything. Peter Cushing is in everything. Peter Cushing is in this, and it's like a small bank robbery movie.
Yeah,
but
I've
it
never
takes
heard of
place.
this.
It takes place on Christmas Eve, and Christmas Eve is integral to the plot. It all takes place basically inside this bank in like 2 different rooms. It's a really, really, it's a movie that like kind of makes you nervous as to whether they're going to get away with the money, as to whether the one guy's going to die. There's maybe 5 characters in the entire movie. It's great. And there's so much snow. New Girl, you can tell me, does it snow in England? Like, I know that that's dumb for me to
Not
ask.
very honestly. I think
Okay.
the last time I remember it, we'd had snowed a little bit this year, but what you class as snow and what we class as snow is totally different. Like,
Okay.
yeah, no, I think the last time we had real snow where you can play in it was maybe 6 years ago.
Okay, no, that's great because by the end of this movie, there's so much fucking snow in London, and I'm like, that does not seem real to me whatsoever.
Doesn't. Especially
But-
not in London. If it's going to
yeah.
happen, it's up in the north, not down
Yeah.
in London.
But it's really great. Like I interact with so many people that say things like, I won't watch foreign movies. I won't watch stuff in black and white, blah, blah, blah. If you're open to that, check this movie out. Like,
Is it black and white?
it is black and white, yes.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Right, yes.
Doug,
Black and white.
where
I only
in
watch
the world
movies
are
with
you,
color.
Doug?
Where am I? Near Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you get
near
some
Philly.
snow.
Oh, yeah. Not too much. I'm a little too close to the ocean for,
The coast,
Yeah, like I'm from Pittsburgh. We used to get so much more snow there than
Mm.
I get out this way now. Yeah.
Mm.
What else you got, Doug?
I will move on to guys. Who doesn't love a great lesbian romance? I know I do. My
Me
favorite
too.
movies. Okay. This one's newer. It's from 2015 called Carol. It's a Todd Haynes film. And I think this might be a bit of a stretch. It's basically just the beginnings of a relationship between Rooney Mara and Kate Blanchett, a nice young woman who thinks she's a lesbian, and an older woman who's married to a dude and is totally a lesbian. It's a wonderful, wonderful romantic film. And maybe it's a Christmas movie. They meet shopping for Christmas gifts. It takes place in the 50s. So this is something where I don't know. It might fall into that Die Hard. Like, you could watch this anytime, but I'll call it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm not sure if anyone saw it. Did anybody see this?
Is it called
It's
Carol?
definitely getting on my list though.
It is.
so.
It is called Carol.
Because it's at Christmas, like a Christmas Carol, or one of the
No,
characters'
the
name is Carol.
characters- Oh man, I wish. Okay, you know what? It's based on Christmas carols. Let's call it.
Yeah,
Let's say that. That way, it really works. And
Is that movie title taken? A Christmas Carol? That's why.
it feels like it
couldn't use
might be.
that.
I'm not sure. There may have been 27 movies called that.
I think it'll go good with my Midol and White Zin.
And listen, not to go off on a weird lesbian tangent, but boy, if lesbian romance is your thing, and if you are open to watching 3+ hour French movies, Blue is the Warmest Color is something everybody should watch. An amazing lesbian film, one of the greatest romance films I've ever seen. Extended sex scenes in the movie. It's great. It's wonderful.
Are we
Everybody should check
allowed?
it
Are we
out.
allowed to like take Doug off the show right now?
Please,
Can I-
please do.
No, no.
Please do.
I'm
I
trying
only
to-
have one. I only have one more.
I'm trying to get this lesbian movie recommendation. Ed, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of
listen,
horny-
Funnel or
Speaking of horny movies, and this must be Doug's theme: horny Christmas movies.
oh, it's gonna keep going because
That's
my last one is Eyes Wide Shut, which is a Christmas movie. Is sexy as hell. It's a movie that was panned so badly at the time.
yeah.
I saw it in the theater and I was like, this is amazing. And everybody I saw it with was like, that fucking sucks so bad. I watch it once a year, every year around Christmas. It's incredible. The plot, who gives a shit? This movie is every scene is lit by Christmas lights. Like, this is the most Christmassy movie you will watch. I'd check it out. I would
It's
go
a
in,
boner.
The rich orgy.
right. Yes. Yeah. Watch it go in for the orgies, stay for the Christmas lights. That's what I'm
was
going to say.
Kubrick's last movie.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
he's
that
involved
movie
with
was
AI, but
Yeah.
didn't direct it fully. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
that's the deal.
I feel like it was like hamstrung by its like ambition and like the media surrounding it being Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman being married at the time. So they're like, oh, they're going to do full penetration and Kubrick's going to be, perfectly framing the whole thing. And
The
yeah,
best
no, I
directed
think
porno
a
ever.
lot of people are really let down.
It's pretty Tom Cruise. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. It's his best performance. Like it's Tom Cruise basically being cucked and being called, gay slurs through the movie, and just the fact that he was willing to do that and put up with it and be like, I'll play this character it's a fantastic film. So if people
Is he
haven't
really
seen
playing
it,
a character though, if he's being called gay?
right, yes.
Method acting.
He's hiding in plain sight.
We all know that Tropic Thunder is his best role. I want
Mm.
to
Second best.
move on.
Move
Wait, I gotta
beyond
throw
the
in,
serious fucking garbage I brought to the show. All right.
Violent Night. If you haven't seen it.
Chris is calling Violent Night. Whoa,
I
hello.
love that. That's
Mhm.
the only one I've
Yeah.
heard of.
It's
So
a lot of fun.
I'm just gonna circle back and defend Die Hard a little bit more as a Christmas movie. Like, I mean,
Thank you,
it is saturated in Christmas. I mean, like the idea to be just like it's not a Christmas movie. I mean, this is why it's so divisive or whatever. But I mean, it's just like drenched in Christmas. So I definitely understand the mentality of it's a good movie to watch any time of year, but it is so
I only ever
Christmas.
see it on the TV around Christmas time. I don't like turn it on in March and Die Hard's on. Like, it is only on TV at Christmas time.
To be fair, I did watch it at Christmas. The only time I ever usually do watch it is at Christmas. So
Well, you've seen it. That's the part of it too, is like everyone's seen it so much now that it like just occurs to you like, oh, this is just kind of like warms your cockles at that time of year, because
it's just an excuse to watch it, right? Everybody, it's maybe it's one of the best movies ever. I mean,
Oh, yeah, you can jump in anytime. And,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'll just watch the first act, and then next thing you know, it's over.
Right.
For Andy and I, and it's also more sentimental than that. Like, it is like the first R movie that our dad insisted we watch. Like, he's just like, you guys aren't quite old enough for R movies, but you have to watch this.
Yeah.
And so,
And I think the thing is, not to just be like, hey, we're a bunch of old men, but like I watched that movie for 20 years without anybody mentioning that it's a Christmas movie. Like, I think that's the reason why I don't think of it that way. If somebody's
Because
just
it
coming
doesn't
up,
need to be said. It's so clearly a Christmas movie. Nobody needed to say it.
Fair enough.
oh, let's show this. What is this?
Oh, I was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, werewolves. Yeah, there's a couple of werewolf movies. There's Wolfman and Werewolves. That's the Frank Grillo one, right, douche? I think I saw the trailer for that the other night. I like Frank Grillo.
I like Frank Grillo.
And Joe, why don't we change
Palate
gears?
cleanser?
Yeah, let's have a palate cleanser and switch gears away from all the movie talk.
Sure. This is Andy knows, or I've mentioned it before, I think, that I send Andy two things. It's shitty music and 9/11 jokes, and this is like mandatory.
It's just like the second tower.
Jesus, what is happening in that household?
That was obviously coached, right? That kid doesn't know what they're saying.
I hope that was coached by his rotten parents.
That's the
The
thing.
melting point of steel.
Jesus.
Chris, what's that show, the outro of WATP, where they're always saying that they.
Oh, it's
I heard Carly?
I rewatch
I
iCarly.
rewatch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rewatch iCarly.
What our
Ooh.
generation needs to understand is that everybody that's younger than us that didn't live through 2001 thinks that 9/11 at this point is like a Hindenburg or Titanic
Pearl Harbor.
joke.
It's Pearl
Yeah.
Harbor.
Well, they don't even. There's not a lot of Pearl Harbor jokes, but there's a lot of Hindenburg and Titanic jokes. And 9/11 is that to the younger generation now, which is bizarre. But
Hang on, I'm Googling Pearl Harbor jokes.
Yeah, no, you gotta find it. I really want to know now. I'm like, why are there none?
Pearl
yeah,
Harbor.
but
Well,
I've
the
seen so
greatest
many-
generation, poo-pooed it.
yeah, there was no social media back then. Otherwise, we'd have
Unlike the
endless Pearl Harbor
Hindenburg.
jokes. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. Ed, my clip one there, New Girl submitted this apology. Obviously, this is all apologies.
I like to bring the British people.
Really hoping to have a medical expert here to decide one way or another whether or not this is the right angle to take. But Katie Hopkins, for all the Americans that probably have no idea who she is a British right-wing pundit. Is that a good way to describe her?
Love her or absolutely despise her. I love her because I think she's just straight talking, doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like, I think she's great, but if you're soft, you hate her. So she's just one of them. She gets under people's skin.
Is this a Tory? Would she be categorized as a Tory?
Don't ask me about politics, Joe. Do not put me on the spot and embarrass me like that.
Well, I don't even know what it means.
Well, this woman, she's banned from several social media platforms for shit that she says. But I think there's one thing that we can all agree on that she's wrong about, and it's this clip here.
This is an apology from me, Katie Hopkins. You will know that I live under the motto, never apologize, never explain. It only encourages the bastards. But this is an apology I feel obliged to make. I inadvertently misinformed viewers of the Katie's Arms that a wang was a vagina. I told you that my wang was my foof. It was my VJ. It was my lady bits. And of course, that is a complete lie. In fact, it's a load of old bollocks. Everybody from here to South Africa to Australia to America who's corrected me has rightly told me that wang is in fact a willy. However, I don't think it should stop us saying wang, because it's truly a great word. It was my husband that told me my vagina was a wang, and it's not. But from here on in, please know, and let the record be corrected, that wang is Willie and vagina is never a wang. Although Chris Whitty is a wanger.
She's
Either
kind
way,
of
we don't want
making
anything to do with it.
She doesn't
Sorry.
like. She's very anti-trans as well, so she's kind of making a double. It's like a double-edged sword. She's taking a dig at the trans people at the same time.
Oh, I thought she just had an enormous clit, but I
I
don't.
also have that.
Just the fact that her husband was like, "Whoa, hey, you know what this like?" That's what I enjoy is apologizing and being like, "Actually, it was my husband." But anyway, I'm sorry about that.
Did she get stabbed in the chest? I was
Oh, yeah.
very
She's
distracted.
just a wrinkly old fucking crow. That's all it is. She's
Yeah.
just
I
the
did recognize
ugly
she.
comes from the inside out. But I still like. I think she's.
I recognize her now that we pulled that up. I've been looking at the thumbnail, not understanding who she was, but she was like usually a much more put together person, right?
Yeah.
But she had run off into the apology woods. One of the what is-
Yeah.
Doug and Chris might not know that's one of the tropes of apologizing is people run off into the woods when they're confronted. When you're in trouble online, you obviously run away from technology into the
You
woods.
escape the internet in the
Right,
woods.
right.
Mhm.
Plus, apologizing inside of your mansion is never a great idea, you know.
No, you do it on the floor next to
Right.
a bed in a very
Yep.
blanket room.
Yeah. You find the grossest room in your house. If it's an attic, so be it. And you do it from there.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to, Andy, before we move, did you want to let me?
Oh,
let me
no,
get
I
into
was
the
just-
palate cleanser. Or?
I was just really hoping that Dr. Steve could be here to explain why a wang isn't a vagina, but
Oh.
I've been eating wang this whole time. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we need an explanation because I'm confused.
Well, this clip might it would have been helpful to have Dr. Steve because I can see somebody getting hurt here, but I also am going to petition this activity at DabbleCon 3. Figured out who's gay.
can you imagine if you were watching your mom play this and she was just nailing it every time? You're like, oh,
Over and over and over.
I'm
Trying to
actually
make
kind of upset that we didn't know about this in advance because we could all do this. Like we could have all prepped and just been ready to do this on camera.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm not. That's my out.
Yeah, me too.
Carrot.
Don't they
We'll
make
get you-
vegetarian?
We got
songs?
sausages. There's
they're called
veggie
vaginas.
sausages.
well, me, I won the popsicle race over on Patreon, so
Sure.
I'd probably win that game as well.
Call it.
And again,
Andy-
if this is at DabbleCon 3, I might go. Don't tell Carl because I won't go. But still,
Yeah, this is gonna be for sure Chris and I playing that on stage.
I can't wait.
The other apology that New Girl found for us comes from Mick Jugger Nuggets. I don't know if anybody is
it's a real name.
familiar with this jack
thing
off,
is-
but
This YouTube clip has lived rent free in my brain for over a decade. It was like when people started to it started to come normal to just post things on like videos and online. And this just every time it pops up, it might be like 3 years till I see it, and I'm like, oh, I love this clip. It's fucking brilliant.
yeah. So I broke this up into a few clips so that we can set the table. But Ed, it's the Thanksgiving fight. Since we're going to go back a few months to the beginning of the holidays, but Thanksgiving Fight Part 1. This is kind of before people were really like onto the fact that things were super performative on YouTube, but this almost seems candid. And let's take a look at Thanksgiving Day.
Doing this to get on my nerves. Say, you're the head
Yeah,
of the
I am.
household.
All right, bow your head. Dear Lord, bless the food that's in front of us. Thank you, dear Lord, for all the family that is around the table. And dear Lord, please, I emphasize, please find Jesse a job on Monday morning. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Amen.
Real funny, Dad. Make me look like a stupid idiot in front of the whole family.
It wasn't funny. It was
You do this all the time.
I know.
Sarcasm makes me look stupid.
Jess, all we want is a job. That's all we need from you.
And I work for you. That's not a job. That's not good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's plenty good enough.
Hey.
Oh, it's going somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we've lost you.
Oh, Andy, I can't hear you. Yeah. Did you play the? Well, everybody else
Wait.
hear me?
What's happening?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, it's just Andy, maybe, I think. All right. While we're waiting for Andy to figure that out, I'm going to take over, everyone. Watch out.
Whoa. Good. Let's just
so
get rid of him.
I'm going to throw this up because these are we have to at least highlight this comment because I like that. We bombed our own harbor in a conspiracy theorist in 1941. That's great. While we're waiting, let me throw up. Oh, Andy, nothing? Nope, still no audio there.
Yeah.
Keep working on it. Something. Oh, in and out.
Little robot.
Not great.
It's
Not
rolling
great.
around the rim.
How is it shitting out?
And it's out. Oh,
right now.
Crackly. What's going on? Yep. Oh, are you back? Talk. Now you're frozen.
Oh, it's a
Words,
faulty
dude.
Google Chrome. Damn it.
It's faulty Google Chrome. He might be frozen completely. Yep, now he's gone. All right. Let's go to some other holiday fail videos. Oh, Ed.
Yeah, just let me know which one. I've got them queued up. And
Oh, you got it queued up here. All right. Let's see here. What? Let's do the sledding one. Everybody likes sledding. I took my kids
It's not
sledding for
gonna
the first
be
time.
like a painful one, is it?
I mean,
Hopefully.
not that
Oh,
bad.
You
Like,
know I don't like
you
these.
clench your butthole a little bit.
Get out here.
See, that wasn't that
Glad-
bad, right?
No, that's not that bad.
My
Big-
glasses.
Get out here.
Do it again. Let's watch it again here. Andy's not back. We can just keep watching
Oh.
these.
He deserves it.
Oh God, I love that.
It's a little performative. He seems to be really hurt, but did grab the sled so it didn't go down the hill and he would have to chase it.
Yeah. Insult
that's
to injury.
Right. Yes.
Man, I went to my childhood sledding hill that I thought was a fucking mountain when I was young. And I was
Happens
just
all
like,
the
this
time.
is barely a grade in the road. I remember like having to trudge up the thing
Yeah.
constantly.
You would go sledding in
Exhausted.
the middle of the road?
No, I didn't. No, you lived in bumfuck nowhere. Where
Well,
you
yeah, no,
could
but
do that.
you were just like, it's like a barely a grade in the road. Like, what were you doing? Like running down the hill in the street, hoping to
I'm
get by
just saying
car?
it was like
We wish.
barely a hill.
Yeah, right?
hmm But a lot of hills near you, new girl, or
Yes, it's
But
I'm
it
in the
doesn't snow.
countryside.
So what's the point?
Yeah. Well, no, if you go right to the top, you get like a little bit. But no, I live like in the countryside. It's all green fields, green hills.
That
little
sounds
mountains.
adorable, though. I love it. I mean, just the fact that before I was on, you referred to it as a village. Like,
It
that's
is a
so
village.
cute. Like, I
It-
really love that.
There is a very small amount of people that live here. It's
Yeah.
fucking so boring. It's so boring, but it's cute. It's sweet.
you know
yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do we have? Let's just throw some comments up there. There's at least a couple of good hills near New Girl. Good one. Heyo. Yeah.
No,
good one.
douche.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes.
Did Dr. Steve show up? What
Yep.
did I miss?
You missed him. Yeah, it was a shame.
That's why we had to kick somebody
I was
out, and
really-
we
I was
decided
really
it would be you.
Yeah, I was really hoping to be here.
No, we watched a sledding video,
Oh, all right.
Andy,
Um,
and you didn't miss much. But we're
oh, perfect. Okay.
yeah.
Should we get back
you
to
wanna-
Mick Jugger Nuggets then?
Oh yes, I forgot. With this, the when last we left you, there was a family crisis going on, and someone had no job.
Yeah. Psych.
Oh, there he goes again.
We lost Andy.
Lost your audio again, dude.
Joe, do you
Can-
just want to do all apologies with me from now on? Like, I'll come on. We can handle this. It's fine.
Yeah, right. It would probably be a good idea.
I'll bring
Andy.
the clips, make sure my audio is working, all that stuff.
If you could just host it completely, I'll show up with.
fine.
Andy
I'll
knows
just-
that we can't hear him, or is he just talking to himself?
He's having a
Yeah,
great
that's
time.
fine.
Whatever he's doing, just let him do it.
Motherfucking nuts.
Yeah,
Russ-
Yeah. just remove him so he knows, Ed. He's not. It's not working. Yeah. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Andy, we'll go through. Oh, I loved this one. GTS. Nelly? Did you watch the? Yeah, Husey was on. Andy, you're back.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
a little staticky. Still sounding. Ed, do you have the wrestling one? Can we play that one? Oh yeah, there we go. The best wrestler at Christmas. There's a great finishing move here. This might be it. Yeah. Boom, I love that. Like the operatic Linkin Park music to go along with it.
How did that guy not make it big? How did he not make it beyond a high school auditorium?
Yeah. How did
I was
Vince
thinking it was
McMahon
like
not?
a high school. Well, it's not as good as the GTS boys setup, is it, Joe?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a little. That was a little more elaborate than what GTS has going on. There was going to be a paintball game breaking out immediately after the match for that one, but okay. What else do we have? Well, let's just run through them here, Ed. Like while we're waiting for Andy to come back on in dramatic fashion. Just surprise us. It doesn't matter which order you go in here. Oh, okay. I remember this one. This one went viral, I believe, as far as everyone hated this person. And then I saw her husband kind of post something like making fun of her after the fact. But this is just the most hateable person on the internet around Christmas, I think.
I guess I'm not allowed to
Here's
be
my
on my own
Christmas
show.
24 house tour. As soon as you walk in my front door, you are greeted by this shabby chic tree filled with lots of crystal and pearl ornaments. Now we're in my dining room where I mixed a lot of pattern and color. I love the checkered with the plaid. It's Mackenzie Childs inspired meets Ralph Lauren. Now we're in my great room, and I really wanted to do classic black and white this year, but of course I was adding pops of
Rich
color.
Housewives, absolutely.
He
fucking
just
suck.
finished my husband's office just in time to do this emerald black and gold tree that it took him 2 weeks to notice. Here's my front living room. I love that you can see this from the outside, especially at night when it's lit. It just
Fucking
looks
gross.
like a giant candy chandelier.
This is
Heading
horrible.
upstairs in the hallway outside of my bedroom.
What is
it
wrong
would-
with
I
a
hang upon
normal
an entire
tree?
I
Yeah.
love that I use.
It would take me
gold
2 weeks to notice
here and these
another tree as well.
ornaments. Here we
I
are
didn't
in my
put the tree up
bedroom.
with
I
you.
made the denim ornaments for this denim and diamonds theme.
Denim?
I love how it came out.
Okay, I kind
Now
of
we're in
fucked
the
with it.
bathroom.
Ugh.
I had to do rainbow.
Now you've gone
sunlight
too far.
in a better place than the bathroom. It's pretty unusual, but it matches the mirror perfectly.
The
Of course, I
bathroom?
have
A
closet
bathroom
I
tree?
needed to use these mini shoe ornaments.
This is the one that's in the bidet.
I know this is a very strange place to put a Christmas tree because
Oh,
we're in
it's
my
strange?
laundry room, but my
Uh-huh.
Golden Girls really appreciate it.
Your laundry room tree.
This is the room my kids hang out in 24/7.
How much time do you have on your hands?
I know, right? This is the doghouse.
I
She's
know.
not done that.
Friends in the
She's had
basement,
people
I
come in and
went
do it.
classic.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did not do this.
I can't fit more than
There's-
one
there's
person in my laundry
12
room.
fucking trees.
Ridiculous.
I guess that makes sense. The 12 trees of Christmas, I guess.
I did not have one tree in my house this year, and it's been fucking amazing. Because
Good
guess
for
what
you.
I've done since Christmas Day? Not had to put a tree away. It's brilliant.
We
Yeah.
just
I have a
chucked
red
ours out the front
candle.
door.
You just
She
lit it
was
on
mad.
fire and threw it out.
Yeah, that's what I
She
do.
was mad that her husband didn't notice his tree for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. They had 12 trees in their fucking house for
That's
2
because when he's
weeks.
in that office, he's on his laptop watching porn.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
funding this fucking dimwit's lifestyle. This
Well,
is
right.
terrible.
To be fair, I would not talk to this woman for 2 weeks at a time. Like I
Right.
imagine that's what's actually happening here.
Her husband's
imagine-
traveling for business.
Right.
I'd run to the office to get away from all the trees and turn around and go, ah, another fuck.
They're chasing me. All right, Andy, the dramatic return.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think I was trying to like open tabs to see my clip order, and I think that's what was fucking up my audio. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to try and we'll just go in order there, Ed, with the rest of the Thanksgiving fight.
Could you
Why
just,
you gotta-
just say something
Look.
that you're thankful for? It's Thanksgiving. You can
I'm
just
not
say,
playing his game. Why are you taking his side?
I'm just trying to keep the peace. Let's just say.
So the guy is, they're just trying to have a nice, normal Thanksgiving. And the thing about this, though, I was watching some of the other, I went to his channel, and it's like,
New girl, what
okay,
happened?
Thanksgiving too.
I've been trying to eat chocolates and I dropped the bar.
Oh, go for it.
Classic new girl.
Yeah.
The munchies.
Well, let's go on to the third one there. Let's see what this nerdlinger is thankful for this year.
And I'm grateful for video games.
Real
To
dolls.
be honest, and I'm grateful for Halo came out recently, and I look up to the Master Chief. He's kind of my hero.
I mean, I like that you said that this came out early, so we don't really know how performant. Like when I watched this now, this seems so performative.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess 10, 15 years ago, had I seen this, I'd be like, oh, this is totally real. Because I really do love it. Like very early with everybody bowing their heads, but this dude, like that hit a little too close to home to me because I'm not doing that shit. But then it just became a little ridiculous. Like, come on, thankful
Right.
for Halo. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
go back, rework that script. You can come up with something that's just as funny but more realistic.
I like Halo, Doug. How dare you?
New girl's still thankful for Halo.
I know. I
And they're
apologize.
now
I was
Still
serious.
play Halo to this day. How dare you?
I like the real dolls joke. That was good.
Yeah, that was
I think what's selling it, where before you realize that this is probably staged, is the other people that are there. It's a grandma and an uncle and these people that seemingly don't know what's happening.
If
So
they're not in on it, then it's great. It's wonderful. If the dad and the son and whoever's filming this, if they
just know they're
talk
filming.
beforehand, like that's pretty fantastic.
yeah. Well, let's watch this escalate in the next clip.
I love him.
Not that anyone would understand. And I'm grateful for Mom for buying me a new Xbox One after my dick of a dad destroyed it.
So you don't appreciate it?
Threw her under the bus.
You don't appreciate it?
Oh, sorry. Did I put you in the spot there? Did I make you look embarrassed? What the hell?
If you're not gonna act right around here, be part of the family.
You want to make a scene during Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
really?
I do. Because if you don't want to be
Oh,
part
God.
of the family, then get out.
What are you
I'm not part of the family the way you act.
Oh boy.
I'm not part of the family?
No.
It's the brothers' commentary that gets me. He threw her under the bus.
I think it's interesting that they're having their Thanksgiving in the basement of a split level house. Is what it looks.
I said this.
Yeah. I get it too. Yeah, growing up, we had to do weird things like we didn't have any room in our house that was big enough except
Right.
for the basement to accommodate people. So it was just pushing as many card tables as we could pull out of the closets together as possible. Folding chairs, like those are kind of still my Christmases and Thanksgivings, honestly.
You have no idea how relevant that is, Doug. As we're going to see in this next clip. Again, it gives me notes of Tom Green as well. The kid with the phone, the kid that's antagonizing the dad, rings true of old Tom Green or Bam Margera, just kind of fucking with the parents. So I don't know that the dad is, even though he seems to be the antagonist, or I don't know who the villain in this is, but
Whose side you on, Andy?
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know if there is a hero here. Honestly.
yeah. I don't think that the other people sitting at the table are in on this at all, but I do think this is set up by the kid with the phone and the kid that is about to lose his fucking mind in the last clip here.
You don't act right, you're not part of the family.
Oh, God.
Turkey at me!
Oh, my Lord.
And you're filming? God! I'm so done! What's the matter? No! I'm done! I'm done!
Yeah, beat the shit out of your son now.
Great Thanksgiving video! What a great family this is! Piece of shit!
I'm thankful for it.
Fuck you!
So
you need your glasses. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is tough. This is tough because this is either the worst family ever or the coolest family ever. Like if everybody's in on it, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll make all this food.
Food
fight!" Like, yeah, that's pretty great.
Right. It would have been great if it just devolved into a Three Stooges-esque pie fight with everybody there. Luckily, those pies were right there. And so now what is this kid left to do except if you see this video and it gets 1 million likes, your first thought is, okay, we got to ride the wave of the popularity of this public meltdown. And the kid is now going to go on to make an apology video for embarrassing his family here. But this is where you start to realize, like, maybe this isn't all candid. But let's have a look at the apology video that followed that incident.
Jeffrey. Yeah. You come in here for a second?
Sure, what do you need?
I was making a apology video for what I did during Thanksgiving, and I just want to apologize to you.
Oh, in the video?
Yeah, it's recording right now.
Huh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. I was also wondering if you could film me apologize to Mom.
You're getting too far here.
You just be
All right,
serious.
fine.
Did you actually accept my apology there, or are you just being sarcastic?
No, I totally did.
All right. Well, be careful. This tripod's been kind of wonky lately.
A little wonky.
Jeffrey, oh, shit. Are you kidding me?
This trap got caught.
At least got the camera.
So if they hadn't done that, I would almost think it was sincere, but it's like, oh, it's almost like a bit right there that it was unnecessary, right?
Yeah. And the framed Lost poster and the Walking Dead, like, just really plants us in such a specific time.
Yeah. That's that guy was the next J.J. Abrams with his camera work there.
So let's move. I have a bunch of clips of this. It goes on a little too long. I think I'm going to forego some of that, but we can watch a couple more as the apologies get doled out to the parents.
Yeah. Well, that was okay. You got this one.
Mom, you have a second?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He's doing something for me. I wanted to do a apology video to everyone on YouTube, and for this, I wanted to apologize to you for how I acted. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right, and
It was a week and a half ago, and you're just now getting around to apologizing.
well, you know how hard it is for me to do something like this. I'm not used to apologizing.
You flipped the whole table of food, Jesse. We hadn't even eaten. We were just getting down to it. I mean, I just didn't understand it. You got me so upset.
I know.
And then you just left.
And played Halo.
Yeah. You were more grateful for Master Chief than your own mother.
I just feel sorry for the dogs.
Well,
where were the dogs? That's the thing that makes me think this was all staged to keep the dogs out of the room so they didn't eat the food when it was thrown on the floor.
No,
Also,
that's how you
that
clean up
room-
afterwards.
That room that they're in is huge. Like, why not have Thanksgiving in that room? Like, that makes me think it's staged. Like, we got to do it as in the basement because it's going to be a big mess.
Yeah. Well,
I like the detective work we're doing on this video that's 15 years old.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. As opposed to just going to this guy's channel like I did and seeing, oh, Thanksgiving Part 2, Thanksgiving 3. This is when content creation was emerging. It's, well, we got to have something for the channel. Let's ruin Thanksgiving. That's basically what these guys are doing. They are clout chasing, like YouTube views. This kid, I don't even want to play the rest because we're all picked up on the fact that it was completely fake.
And
And
just another argument with his dad again about a job. That is basically what it is. They just fight again.
yeah, but I think that that kid is the dad is definitely disappointed in the kid. That's real, but he's gone. He's gone on.
That's
to-
all parents and all children. I'm just.
But I was I was
at that
scrolling through the
time-
channel, Joe. Hang on. I was scrolling through the channel, and he has a fake proposal to his girlfriend, and more holiday was being ruined. But then the newest shit, he's gone from being a little dickling, antagonizing his family, to all this like earnest, heartfelt shit, where now he's actually proposing to his girlfriend for real, and that's instead of the fake one, and that's all like legit. There was one where he gave Psycho Dad Pontiac Firebird, like a classic car that he afforded from his YouTube success, and it was covered with like a cloth, like a car cover. And when I'm watching it, I was like, so he's gonna remove this, and it's just gonna look like there's a car under it, and it's gonna be
It's a bunch of cardboard boxes.
cardboard boxes filled with horse shit, and it's going to be a burn on the dad, and then they're going to fight. No, he actually gives him a classic Pontiac Firebird, and they have a tender moment with Psycho Dad. It was like,
Boo.
what are you guys doing now?
If Nice Doug's not into it, it's bullshit. He just thumbs up. He did something nice. Boo.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to watch you. He's like, man, we had like a lot of family members die this past year, so here's a car. I love you, Dad. And all the subscribers just unsubscribed. Like, this is not what we want from you.
First the Lost poster, now this bullshit.
Right.
I can happily say I have never watched a single episode of Lost, and I never intend on doing.
Yeah, you're good.
You're fine. You're not missing anything, really.
Yeah.
Except
If you're really interested, just read like a Wikipedia entry. It's okay.
Oh, I just know it's like they're all dead. That's it. That's all I need to know. Like it's all
You're fine.
fake.
Yeah.
It's
The
literally
only-
something you write when you're like 12 and you have to write a story. And then I woke up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's all
It was
The-
like an
the thing-
insane cultural thing for a brief moment, but
But someone's
Didn't last.
remade it where they put it in order so that all the flashbacks show all the stories before they get there. Apparently, it's meant to be incredible if you're into Lost.
Oh.
Like it's like they've put it in like chronological order or
But that's
something.
not, like some people did that with Memento, and it's horrible. Like, who wants to
Yeah.
watch Memento that way?
Yeah, it defeats the entire purpose. The only reason to watch Lost is Evangeline Lilly. Like that was the reason to tune in every week, in my opinion. Everything you would watch it, you'd be like, God, she's gorgeous, and then you'd go, they're just making this all up week to week, right? They have no fucking idea what they're doing because it makes zero sense. That was the whole like experience of it at the time.
Doug, I saw you roll your eyes at the Evangeline Lilly.
No. I was like, listen, Matthew Fox is perfectly fine as well. I'm just saying, listen, I think we should be an equal opportunity podcast here. Pushing Lost again has been over for 10 years.
Well, I'll say that Hurley was worth tuning in, and he's having a renaissance over on
yeah, he's fun, yeah.
Bookie on HBO with Sebastian Maniscalco. That's a good show. And I hate Chuck Lorre. It pains me to say that Bookie is good, but and my New Year's resolution that I started today was binging The Wire, which I've never seen.
Oh
What other day would you have started that?
Andy, I love that you said that because last year I watched The Wire for the first time. I got through the
Wow.
first season. I really, really enjoyed it. And I was like, boy, do I want to continue? I didn't continue. But the first season was incredible because then I read and I was like, I kept hearing people say the first season's the best. So I was like, that was great. But it's a huge investment, an hour long. I don't have much of a life, but I have enough of a life. That's a lot.
I'll say I've tried to watch the first episode 4 times. And
wow.
I can't get through the first episode. Finally, I just skipped to the second one.
Yep. It
and
took me years to
getting on
actually
to it.
watch it, but it was worth it when I finally did. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll get through that this year.
This is great. Bring me on for some Wire podcast later. Just 2 idiots that watch 1 season.
They can't get through a single episode.
Right.
Yes. It's Andy and Doug try and watch season 2. The podcast.
Well, you guys are in for like a rough ride in that case because it like changes like season to season. Like
Each
it's not
season
even
is so
consistent.
varied.
Yeah, like they tackle the this is so stupid for people who actually know this, but if you guys don't, like they tackling the Baltimore drug problem from like all different perspectives, being like the corner boys, then the port, and then the school system, and like at a legal level and things like that. So it's never even it's not even like a consistent narrative. Like it jumps all over kind of with, and you have to really pay attention. And then obviously Idris Elba and like there's brilliant things going on in it, and it's highly worth it. But you really, my recommendation is you got to sit down and watch it. Like
Pay
you really have to
attention.
dedicate
No.
your time.
If it's not a 3-hour French lesbian movie, I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention.
I know
Yeah.
Doug's like, I'll watch a 3-hour French lesbian movie, but I don't have time for what's arguably one of the best shows ever.
I think there's a biracial lesbian in the police squad. So
Wait a second, hold on. Do you have do you have the season and episode number, or
she's in the whole series?
Oh.
He's already
But, I
forgotten.
don't know about the lesbianism in it is sparse. It's scattered. But
as Joe,
yeah,
as
there
a-
are websites where I can get that content. Don't worry about it.
yeah, right. Just type in lesbian scenes from The Wire compilation.
Joe, as we wrap things up, do you have something you want to end with?
Let's see. Nothing. Yeah, let's just do this last one. Do you have the commercial, Ed? The one that I have labeled commercial? Let's do that one to wrap things up.
If these cheap Kmart earrings are the best you can do this Christmas, then you can just follow them out the f***ing door.
What? You were saying about the earring?
Yeah. You
I
really
thought it was
stepped
bombing
in
that
at that.
car. Oh. Yay!
Hey-o.
Christmas miracle. She deserved it. What's the commercial actually for? The car.
Beer.
Yes,
Killing your
that
wife.
bathrobe.
It's a commercial for killing your wife.
Yeah. How to have a happy marriage.
Mhm.
I guess so. I mentioned my New Year's resolution, which I mean, that's a joke. Everybody says get in better shape, right? Do we want to go around the horn and say what if you have a New Year's resolution? Joe, do you
Get in
promise?
shape? No.
Get in, yeah.
No. I mean, I'm just such a miserable cocksucker that just trying to have a better attitude.
Do more drugs.
Suck more cock.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Did anybody watch the CNN, the Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper? I don't know if it's already like hit the news. They had Diplo on live like for an interview.
I saw that he was on, but the sound was down. We were like playing music, so I didn't. I heard he was all fucked up. Is that?
Well, apparently he ran like the New York City Marathon on acid or something like that. Like somebody like that came out in the news or something that he had.
It's the only
run a
way to
mar-
run a marathon. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
he
only way
went-
I would get near a marathon.
Yeah, you have to. There has to be pastel dragons chasing me, or I'm not going to run that long. But so Andy Cohen's like, so when's the last time you did acid? And he's like, right now. It's just like live on CNN in the interview on acid. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's the only way to talk to Andy Cohen.
Fuck you. I like and Andy Cohen's very divisive between Andy and I. I like Andy Cohen. Andy doesn't.
Dickhead. Doug, any plans for the new year to make yourself a better person?
You know what? Maybe more podcasts with New Girl. We'll make that happen somehow. I don't know how. If that means I have to come back on here, fine. But maybe there's another way.
You've already soft committed to another episode on this show. So
oh yeah, you're right. It's coming up soon. Actually, I was looking back to our messages and I'm like, wait, did I commit to 2 episodes in like 2 weeks? All right.
You just got to make sure you have your Stuttering John time zone problems worked out with New Girl.
Oh God, yeah.
We have a 5-hour difference.
I appreciate you telling me that. I've done things with people in Australia, and I'm like, well, they're giving me no idea like of what time it is there. I'm good.
Time I did the podcast with the boys. I did it at midnight on a Sunday, and I had work at like 5 a.m.
All right.
So,
You are committed.
Yeah, I love it.
Chris, anything?
You know, I've tried to be in the background with this whole podcast thing, being producer Chris on WATP. I'm just a guy who sits there and drinks and is a smart ass. But since I'm not in the background anymore, I'm trying to work on getting better at podcasting. And,
I thought you were going to say I want to get back in the background.
well, no, I do, but since I can't, I should know more about what I'm doing and be able to help with tech problems and stuff like that. And the thing with working with Carl on WATP, whoarethese.com, he's so fiercely independent. It's tough to actually help out, and I want to know what the fuck is going on. So I'm working on that.
Cool.
And I don't make resolutions, but if there's something I'm gearing towards, it's that.
Yeah,
that's great.
All right, New Girl, change nothing. Keep doing what you're doing.
oh no, I actually have 2 this year. One is to make sure I can get to DavilCon 3.
Yes.
Which is going to be a very expensive feat, but I'm going for it. And the second one is to watch more French lesbian films.
I thought it was going to be winning the sausage catching contest.
I'm not worried about that. I will nail that one. Don't you worry.
Grand champion over there.
I've been practicing for this my entire life. Well, 16,
maybe less Yankees jerseys, like back an underdog.
Yeah, definitely one less.
It was either this, what was it, on my Jets, or whichever hockey team I've got there, because I can't remember who it is.
Islanders.
The Islanders, yeah.
I got 3 jerseys for Christmas, so I'm trying to blend in with the Americans.
New Girl, if I endeavored to watch more football, aka soccer, who should I be following?
Chelsea.
Done.
All right.
That's the team. It's on the team.
So plug for Chelsea. Doug, would you like to plug your plugs that you like to plug?
Oh yeah. I'll plug Good Times, Great Movies. It's my 80s movies podcast. We're coming up on 10 years of doing this show. I can't believe it, but we really committed to like 2 a month. We can handle that. So that's why we can do it for 10 years. We just finished our Christmas stuff. We actually, the last episode was a movie called One Magic Christmas. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but it's a Disney live action movie where Harry Dean Stanton plays a terrifying Christmas angel who, and I'm not overstating this, murders Mary Steenburgen's entire family to teach her, the best person in the movie, the true meaning of Christmas. It's wild. It's crazy.
That's bonkers.
It's so misguided, but I have not seen a movie that fun on the podcast for a long time. So check that out.
Oh, awesome.
And that was a theatrical release?
Theatrical release. Maybe. I don't know. It may have been, I don't know if the Disney Channel existed. It's like 84. So it's pretty old. Yeah. One man, it's banana. Like he murders her family, and she's like the best character in the movie. She's such a nice person,
right?
And her deadbeat husband's like obsessed with making a bike for the neighbor's kids when his kids don't have presents. It's really weird. Anyway,
what's it called again?
One Magic Christmas.
Ah, okay. Now, Andy told me you were coming on, and we were thinking of like 80s movies stuff or whatever. Have you, one of the things, like during COVID, we were watching, Andy and I would get friends together and watch like what we would think are like the worst movies that we could come up with and just laugh at them. Super Fuzz. Have you watched seen?
No.
Have you done Superfuzz?
No, we have not
Well,
done
we'll have to.
Superfuzz. Yeah.
We'll have to get together and do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is something that has been sort of brought up and talked about, but no.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked. Like
Zany Ernest Borgnine. I
So Ernest Borgnine.
I tricked
Yeah,
Chris.
right.
Yeah. I tricked Chris into watching Spaghetti Man. What was the verdict on Spaghetti Man, Chris?
Oh, it was great.
It
It was hilarious. And you were right. Get really, really high for it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you liked it. I was like, oh, maybe this isn't as fun as I thought it was. But I rewatched it too. I was like, was I wrong about this? It's
No,
Doug, are you
you're
aware of it?
Spot on.
No,
buddy.
I'm not.
It's like if you and I decided to make a movie, it's that movie, but
Okay.
it's a superhero that looks like the Unknown Comic with a paper bag on his head that has the ability to shoot spaghetti out of his hands and dick, and it's pretty
This man exists. Like,
No, the moment you mentioned it, I typed it in, I looked it up. It looks like this looks crazy. So okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, there's some funny shit in there, I promise. Chris, do you want to plug Hackamania?
Yeah. Well, Andy and I are going to be at Hackamania May 9th through 11th in Las Vegas. And I don't know if you have your own promo code, but you can go to whoarethese.com and there's
Isn't
a
it
link there to
cum?
get
I'm pretty
tickets.
sure it's cum, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
that
it?
would be one you can use. You can use Kaylee, Cayley.
They only give
10% off
promo
tickets.
codes to people with viewers, Chris.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Andy has no world order or
Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell
promo
jokes. So anyways,
Yeah.
Hackamania 2, back to the hack. It's going to be awesome.
And find Chris on Who Are These Podcasts, of course. And New Girl, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank Chris. I want to thank Dr. Steve for keeping the bit going. Thanks a lot, dickhead.
he's such a boss.
So for Doug, for Chris, for New Girl, for Fat Edsy, for Joe Sixpack, I'm Trucker Andy saying,
stay sorry.
Stay sorry.